When Chris fetches fresh milk, he only has to open the front door briefly in the morning. She's waiting on the threshold in time for breakfast. I'm so glad the milkman comes back in the morning, says the West London pensioner. This tradition is as much a part of us as the British breakfast. Once upon a time, milkmen with their metal carriers were a common sight on British roads, the rattling of vans a beloved sound. The milkman could even serve as a symbol of state order. Democracy means if there's a knock on the door at 3 a.m., it's probably the milkman, said British Prime Minister Winston Churchill. Even in the 1980s, there were only a few doors that didn't have 1 to 4 bottles on them in the morning. According to estimates, in 1970, 99% of milk was delivered directly to the front door, but by the 21st century, at the latest, the number has dropped to almost zero, although in my offices where I was working, they still did that. Above all, it was the rise of the supermarkets which were able to offer milk much cheaper due to their market power. Milk deliveries were suddenly a luxury that few could afford. In addition, there was a boom in alternative milk. Instead of cow's milk, customers were now asking for almond, soy, or oat milk. No. But that changes again. This is, of course, one is tempted to say, due to the corona pandemic. Delivery services were suddenly in high demand and the old milkman tradition was revived. The startup The Modern Milkman from Lancaster in central England, for example, which 4 friends founded for their local community, could hardly keep up with the demand. At the beginning of the pandemic, 1,200 new customers were added every day, and up to 10 drivers a day had to be hired and trained. One of the largest providers is Milk and More, which can look back on more than 130 years of tradition since the first milk deliveries in the 1880s. In the meantime, 1,000 milk women and men are delivering to around 400,000 households across the country, as company boss Patrick Müller tells the German press agency. Since February, Milk and More has been an independent company in the German Müller Group, which took over the company in 2016. But the pandemic was not the only thing that fueled demand. We saw a renewed surge of interest in our doorstep deliveries in 2017, says CEO Müller. The reason was the BBC documentary The Blue Planet. Suddenly, many more consumers were looking for sustainable shopping solutions. This sustainability trend has resulted in significant and enduring growth that began well before the pandemic, but was certainly fueled during this time, reports Müller. The company now operates one of the largest fleets of electric delivery vans in the country. And like Milk and More, many modern milk suppliers rely on reusable bottles instead of plastic packaging, and thus maintain the tradition. Industry Association Dairy UK offers an online milkman locator. In West London, pensioner Chris still raves about the iconic bottles, which traditionally hold a pint with coloured metal foil lids. The lid has long been more environmentally friendly. The bottle is back. The job also adapts in other respects. Orders have long been working via app. And in addition, larger suppliers, but also local providers, which are available nationwide, offer many other dairy products such as cheese, butter or yogurt, but also other typical rural products such as eggs or fresh juices, all made locally. That's still not cheap at a time when Brits are complaining about rising energy costs and taxes, but many customers enjoy the mixture of tradition and relaxation that the offer brings them. Speaking to the BBC, Dorset native Joe Heaton said, "It's like finding treasure on your doorstep every morning." Or I would say, like Easter or Santa Claus Day, at least the way we do it here in Germany. I'll see you in my next video. Bis gleich.